Hi guys, welcome to part 2 where we made these funky little veneers with mica powders. But I'm in an what to do, guys, so I think, oops, bit of scrap, I think I'm going to try a Mica garnet with it. So I'm going to use the black and the opaque, and I'm going to trap some. I've just got some translucent here and I've conditioned it on a 3. These are all on a 0. I'm going to build a little stack of Mica garnet. I think it'll work quite cute. So I've got my white and my bits of black left over, so I'm going to use this as the basis of it. So let me find a square. Just got a little square cutter here which is about the same size, so I'll cut some squares of this out. And I can patch up bits where I may not have enough, because it won't really matter for what we're doing. And I'll just cut some squares of this translucent through. I think it'll look quite funky. So I'm just going to do a square of the black and a square of translucent on top. Not too worried about the edges, guys. I'll just give that a smooth to make sure it's stuck down. And I could layer up with some more mica, couldn't I? But I won't change my mind. I'll carry on doing what I'm doing. Okay, so then we'll put a square of the white on top, and I'm just rolling my finger across to try and make sure I've no air trapped. Better get a wet wipe out because I am going to be covered in mica again, aren't I? Okay, and then let's just get rid of that translucent. Another square of translucent on top, and then a square of black. In fact, no, let's not put too much black on. Let's use up these squares first. Yeah, translucent. I'm going to put another square of white, another square of translucent, then a square of black, then a square of translucent. Let's give that a press. What am I on? White. Let me just cut this. Let's see if we can get a decent square going. Let's pop you there and pop an extra bit on that end just to patch it up. Then a square of translucent. I'm going to save that black for my last bit. Another square of that one, and a bit of translucent, and a bit to patch it up. And then I'll finish with black. So let's just cut this. Didn't do a good job of that really, did I? But we shan't worry. Let's just cut a bit of that off that edge and pop that there. It'll be fine. And I am going to put a bit of translucent on the top just to protect that surface, guys, really. Okay, got a couple of scraps left which I'll just pop to one side along with that bit of translucent. Let's clean these scraps up. them over there. Okay, let's give this a roll and try and get everything to stick together. Just gonna give it a flip so I can get the other bits to catch up. And let's get it popped into shape so that we've got a nice block of it. Bit doesn't want to stick for some reason. Okay, so we've got translucent, opalescent and opaline and black. Let's just make sure there's no air trapped in that. And then we just need to put a pattern in, don't we? I think I'll use one of Sarah's little pushy things. Let's have a look at what I've got. Sorry guys, I'm just rooting in my drawer to get the presses out. Now then, shall I do this wavy pattern? Yeah, I think I will, and maybe put some dots in. So let's go in with this. In fact, I'll just reduce it a little bit, then I'm not catching an edge. Okay, so let's give that a wiggle, get it pushed through. Oh, I think I'm through. Give it a wiggle to get it out. Let me get my square pairs, whatever I've done with them. Get this pushed back together. A bit of Doris stuck. Give it a little roll. Just going to turn it just to help me. And then I'll get my little dotting tool. Excuse me, you've got a croak again. I'll just pop some dots in. I'm not going to do them on every bit, just a couple of random places, maybe one here, like so. Let's give it a squish to get it back together. Give it a little roll. Now don't worry about the holes staying in, because I quite like that, when there's little holes in. Okay, I think we're about back together. Just give this side another squish just to make sure that the edges have come together. Okay, I'm going to let this rest a minute, guys, and then we'll do some slices and see what we've got. see you in a min. Hi guys, this has rested a bit now. I think I'll just cut an initial slice off just to make a pendant with, then maybe do a few slithers or something. Don't quite know yet, but let's just have a look at it, see what the pattern's like. Oh, funky. You can see some little bits showing through on the next slice. I think I will just take a few slices off this way. You know, I find it easier than doing slithers. Oh yeah, look at that. I may do some little slices with that piece, but let's play with this piece. I think I'll roll it out to 3mm, and then we'll do something with it. Let's make sure everything's clean. I'm still seeing speckles of mica everywhere, which is hilarious. Let's give this a roll. I'm just gonna pick it up and turn it around. And just flip them over. They don't seem to slide as much on this side. There we go. Now then, what shape can we do with this? It's quite funky, isn't it? Decisions, decisions. I seem to be doing diamonds a lot at the minute, don't I? So let's have a look for something a bit different. Maybe I could get a couple of different shapes out of it. Maybe. Let's try this. Okay, I'll just give this a wipe because I've noticed I've got a little bit of residue of clay on it since I last used it. And that's the last thing I want. Oh, sorry guys, I'm faffing again, aren't I? Just noticed there's a bit of clay stock. Maybe one of the ladies from the workshop used it because it's purple. And you know I don't do purple much. Okay, shall we dome it? Have I got any plastic? Oh yes. Let's pop this on. Oh no, that way, Kath. Waste not, want not, out of the clay as usual. Has that gone through? I can never tell with this one. I think it has. Oh yeah. I'll just lift that off and let's see if we can get this one out of it as well. Oh, that's sore on my fingers. Okay, let's find my little metal sorts. There's one. Don't know where the other one is. Maybe we'll leave this one straight. Okay, let's get these picked up. Pull these scraps off. cutter didn't quite go all the way through. Sometimes it's the plastic, sometimes it's the cutter, but it's an easy clean up. Let's get that popped on there. I'm going to smooth it with a bit of paper in a sec, guys. I just want to get it down. I'm just going to go around that edge with my nail, make sure that it's nice and neat. It's got a little bit of crumbage at that end, which I can sort out with a file. Grab a scrap of paper. Just give this a little smooth. It was pretty flat, to be fair, but I didn't burnish it with roll in it, did I? So we've got this little funky one, and let's get this one picked up. And there's quite a lot of crumbs on this one. Again, it's kind of half and half, the cutter and the having the plastic on. Don't distort on me, thank you. It's stuck to my finger. Get down. There we go. Let's just give that a smooth, and then I'll just clean that edge up with my nail. Like so. Clean that little bit up there. Get this bottom bit. But I've said this before, guys, but isn't it funny? All the tools we've got, and I end up going around with my nail. Let's just get this straight, because it seems to be on a bit of a wonk. There we go. And I'm just going to give it a little burnish. You can see a little dimple in the top. Hopefully, just rubbing it with my finger will smooth that out. But to be fair, it's nothing a little tiny bit of sanding won't help, which I can do afterwards. Okay, so we've got two nice little pendants there. Still not convinced that that's straight. Oh, it is. It's just me. I think the wavy lines throw your eyes sometimes, don't they? Okay, so we've got those two pendants out of that. Shall I cut a couple of slithers off this and see what we can get? Maybe make one more pendant, half black with a few slithers on. Oh, let's have a see. I'll just grab another bigger scrap of paper. Sorry, guys. Okay. Clean my blade off. And let's shave a few slithers off. I'm just going to pop that to one side because I think I've got plenty there for what I want to do. I'll go and condition. Shall I do some opaline? I think I will, because there's quite a bit of opaline in this, so it'll tie in nicely. I'll just go and condition a piece of opaline and we'll put these slithers on it. See you in a sec. Okay guys, I've got some opaline conditioned here. I've given it a quick burnish. I've got my slithers and I've picked this whoop, donut cutter, which will just fit nicely. And I'm thinking I'll just put the slithers down one side. So let's put this piece at the bottom. If I can get it off the paper. Just going to pop that slither there, and then I'm going to pop that slither in fact, if I can get that back up, I can. I'm just going to pop this bit down first. There. Oh, get off my finger. Off, off, off. Thank you. And then I can just overlay this one like that. And then we'll just give it a roll and a little burnish. Just to get that blended in. Got a little speck there. Can I get it? Got you. Turn over. There we go, that's lovely and blended in. We'll give it a little burnish just to make sure. Don't know where my normal burnisher is, so I'll use my little scraper. Just give that a burnish, make sure that there's no little dimples or anything. There we go. Got my cutter. Don't know whereabouts to do it. Oh, I know what I am going to do. Just got a speck of muck down that end of the clay, so I'm just going to get a little bit of alcohol on a wet wipe and get rid of that little mark. Okay, let me just burnish that in case I poke my finger in it. There we go, that's better. Okay, if I keep this lowish down, I can maybe get a bit of something from up there. So let's cut you out there. Okay, and then I'm gonna pick this up and just pop this to one side. What I'm gonna do is just cut another one of those shapes out. Try and do it half and half, or maybe all. Okay. Put them scraps to one side. So I've got two little, whatever they're called, you know what I mean. The innards. Could maybe make a pair of earrings with it. Just get this picked up. Try and pop that centre through. Oh, it doesn't want to come. Please don't distort. Got you. I really struggled with these pre-made donuts sometimes in trying to stop my things distorting when I'm picking them up. Okay, let's get some. Oh no, I want to put it on here, don't I? Which is probably going to distort it even more now. But let's pick it up and pop it on here. There we go. How's that looking? Let's just get it smoothed down. I've got a bit of distortion. Get my cutter in. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. Where's my tools? I've moved my tools to a different spot. And that's better. I can get my fingernail in there and just give it a curve. I've really made a mess of that, guys. Do you know what? I'm going to make a bit of backing, pop this on and flatten it out a bit more, because I am not happy with the shape of that. Let's get these out the way. Okay, I won't be set, guys. I'm just going to go and condition a bit more back in and cut that back out again. I'm not happy with how it's distorted. I won't be a sec. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, I've just quickly passed some through the pasta machine. Just clean this blade and pop this on there. So what I'm thinking is, if I give it a little roll, oh, get it over a bit, give it a little roll to flatten it a bit more, then it should. Are these going to be too tall? Oh no, not so bad. Yes, they are. And I brought one of my 4.5s. Sarah's sorting me one out, look. Got it trapped under my chair. I'll just give it a little roll that way to flatten it. And I'll give it a little roll that way. It's this bit here that I don't like. And that should help. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Oh, at least you know it's not the end of the world if something untoward happens. I know I can't see if I've got it or not. Yep, I think I have. Let's just go for it. Make sure that centerpiece is cut properly. Give it a little wiggle. That's better. It's actually made the pendant a bit more substantial as well, so that'll probably help now without it distorting. Right, get you out. Get you gently off my blade and onto here. I'm not going to faff about with it too much, guys. I just was worried about it distorting again. But that should be okay once I've got it popped down. And now it's popped down, I can clean those edges up with my nail. Just seem to have a bit of a bump there. There, got it. Got those edges. Can I get in with my little fingernail? Oh, easy peasy. Bit of patience is all it needed, wasn't it? beautiful. Okay, let's put that to one side. Let's have a little look at these. Make some little drop earrings with them, I think. Let's give them a little rub. Just making sure that they're really flat, because sometimes it can kind of pucker up in the middle due to the let's have a look at these scraps. Sometimes it can pucker up in the middle due to the little curve. I think what I might do is just pop the cutter over that one again, because it is just slightly distorted. And now it's stuck. Do you know, it's not going to be my day today, is it? I think I should have just left this alone. Oh, got it, got it, got it. Okay, that's better. They look more like twins now instead of, and I am not going to mess with them. I'm just going to leave them and I'll sort them out when I sand them. Okay, so we've got two little teardrops eventually, guys. We've got a little pendant, we've got this one, and we've got this one. I may do a bit of something with these scraps. If I do, I'll show you in a minute, but I'll go and get these in the oven before I get carried away. I'm just getting rid of that crumb I could see there. I'll go and get these in the oven, and then I'll see you for the finishing touches when we're baked. And I've just poked my finger in it. Do you know? Right, I'll go and get these in the oven, guys. I'll see you when they're baked. See you in a minute. Hi guys, okay, so we're all baked. I'll just quickly show you them. They're not finished, but the pattern looks fab. Just a touch of translucency with the opaline. Oh, these could really do with backing on them, which I may add at some point, guys, but I'll just give the fronts a little buff so you can see them, but I would say they're unfinished. I made a couple of beads with the scraps, but this looks fabulous. You can just see little specks of the mica peeping through, so it adds an interesting swirl to the piece. And of course, with using opaline, it blends in almost seamlessly, so it gives it a really cool effect. Now you know why I love working with the translucency type of clays. Just things like this, you know, just nobody's gonna know how you've done that, are they? You know, it's kind of cool. Right guys, so I'll go and get these polished up. I think what I might do is use these two beads with this. Look, you can see loads of the mica on these ones. Use these two beads and this piece and make this into a bit of a lariat. I'll do that with you, and these I'll just buff up to show you. Oh, and while these were in the oven, I was playing with the scraps, and I covered, it's just a little IKEA tea light, a funky shaped one, so I've covered it with the scraps I just rolled them out really thin and pressed them over. It needs another varnish because I can see the brush marks, but don't that look kind of cute? So there's an idea for you to do with your scraps. A nice little tea light. I'll put a light in it and pop the picture in, but I literally just took it through on my machine to, I think it was a 5. Made sure the glass was clean with some alcohol. I've just laid it over, patched it up a little bit at the back there. Could be a bit neater, guys, but I was just playing, and then trimmed off the excess with a little blade. Then once it was baked, I just went up with my nail file to take those, to soften those edges. So it wasn't a lot of work to do, but it looks really cool with the lighting. So I'll go and get these buffed up, guys, and we'll get them stringed up. So I'll see you in a sec. See you in a minute. Hi guys, okay, I've put resin on these for the simple reason, as I started sanding, it was lifting the mica off and I didn't want to lose it, so I've resined them. And I've just put a simple cord on this one to show you. Just a simple little pendant. And then for this dude, which I've just softly buffed, I've not given him a major shine, just a soft buff. I've drilled a hole in my oh, I forgot to tell you, the 2 beads that I made, I put them together and made one thicker bead. So I've just drilled a hole through there with my pin drill, and I've got these 2 beads to put on the ends. So I've got here about 70 inches of the knotting cord I like to use. It's like the woven knotting cord, macrame cord. People have different names for it, don't they? Just make sure it's of equal length, and we're going to just pop that onto here. Which way do I want to do it? That way, I think. So I'm just going to do my usual little trick where I pop the tails through and then I twist the loop and bring them back through, and that just helps it to lock in place rather than swinging around. And I think I'm going to actually, guys, sorry, I'm just going to switch that around, put the loop in the other way. I prefer the tails. Oh, I prefer the split look on these sort of things, so let's do it that way. Sorry. Put your loop through, pass your tails through your loop, twist, hold them out the way, twist your loop and pass your tails back, and pass your tails, do you know, fingers and thumbs, right, through the loop. Twist your loop, bring your tails back through that loop, and it just gives you a little lock knot on the top, like so. If I can get it to sit nice, come on, there we go. So you just end up with a little lock knot, keeps that nice and bonny. And of course we just need to pop, let me just smooth these through. I'm just going to pop this. Now I know that this cord won't fit through this bead twice. I didn't want to over drill it, so I'll just pop it through. Go on. Oh, do you know, I made sure it would go through off camera. Now we've got it. I made sure it would go through, then I wouldn't be faffing. Now it's got stuck, so I'm just going to pop that on there, and put a little knot in to stop it sliding around. Like so. Then I'm just going to pop one of these little beads on the bottom, and I like having a bit of a tail, so I'll leave a bit of a tail, although I need to cut that off. I heat this cord up, guys, then it goes stiff, so you can pass it through your beads. Where's my scissors? I just need to trim that end off to get rid of that stiffness. I'll just melt the end and tie a little knot. Probably need a double knot to stop this bead slipping through. Yep, I'll just double knot it. I did make some other beads, but I'm not keen on them. So we've just got that little bead there, that little bead there, and then the same on this end. I'll just do a little double knot, leave a bit of a tail. I quite like having a little tail on the end. Some people bury them in the clay, don't they? So there we go, we've got our little, I'll just get it untangled. What on earth? I've managed to tie a great big knot in the cord. Get out. There we go. So we've got our little lariat style. Let's pop that through and pop it through again. There we go. So we've got our little pendant with that lariat on the end, which is not the same length. There we go. Okay, so there's our little lariat pendant, and we've got these two, and there we go. I'll take some nice photos, guys. I'm really liking how that fleck of mica is just running through. Just looks really pretty. Right, guys, I shall leave you to it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.